Thibaut Deprella leaves the start hop in Arinsal, Andorra, a track where he has won as an elite before. Doubles across there really nicely.
You can see how aggressive he's coming out of the start gate. Last year in the World Championships, he had the fastest 2 first sectors of this race. So I expect him to be green, and if he can hold it to the finish, might be a time that lasts a long time.
This is a track he specializes on, Josh, and Deprella could be a threat for a big, long sit in the hot seat today.
That's right, he won here in 23. He does know what it takes, and he knows how to manage these changing conditions. Fighting this track just a little bit. Hopefully he can maintain this to the bottom.
Look how narrow it is through the trees with those big 800mm wide bars. Deprella threading the needle beautifully as he heads back out towards the open piece section now, where we saw Wilson come up with a bit of his trademark magic. Deprella 2 seconds faster, lands it on the back wheel, Nico.
Yeah, a little too much gas over that triple.
Bit of whiskey throttle for Thibaut Deprella as he heads back into the woods again.
Ronnie Mack, eat your heart out. He's 2 seconds up right now, so that aggression is paying off with an incredible run here this afternoon. The speeds are going up.
Had to do it the hard way through Q2 yesterday, Thibaut Deprella, but this is a track he loves, he feels good on, he feels he can win at. He's 2.7 seconds faster now, Thibaut Deprella.
Really smoothly through that last rock garden. This is a big margin on a short track like this.
Fastest time yesterday was Max Albon with 2:39.1. Thibaut Deprella looks like he's about to smash that today. Thibaut Deprella pedaling midair, crosses the line, goes 3 seconds faster with a 2:37.4. Jumps off the bike, likes it. The French national champion on fire in Andorra.
But it's a good time.
Here we go, Lars Vergier, the UCI downhill world champion.
Won it on this track just a year ago. Interesting line there, went inside and gapped over the rock that was kicking a lot of riders. Pretty creative for a simple section.
Yeah, has won here at UCI World Cup level as well as that UCI Worlds win in the past. One of the most successful riders here. Andorra calls this place home, lives just up the road. 0.4 of a second back in the first split. He's in touch with his compatriot here.
And he was so close last weekend. Now he knows the speed, he knows what it takes to be up there and compete. And to be here at home with Commensal at the bottom of the hill. We saw their headquarters this week. He sees, he knows, and he's in touch with the people that make that brand what it is. So this is a big weekend for the entire Commensal crew.
About as local as it gets, Lars Vergier.
It's a kudos to the brand. You don't see many other brand owners. It's Max Commensal. It's Commensal bikes. Vergier is his world champion, and he's at the bottom watching him race.
He's found some time here. A 1/10 of a second has come back towards Lars Vergier.
We saw Matt Walker make up some time in this last sector as well, so we expect the same from Lars. That time is within touch.
Max Commensal head in his hands as UCI downhill world champion, a man he tried to sign for years and years and is still so happy that he's part of that brand. Lars Vergier.
Really good exit speed around that left turn.
Found a real home here at Commensal. Vergier, he's faster now by 0.2 of a second. Here comes Lars Vergier. Is this going to be enough to dethrone Thibaut Deprella out of that hot seat? Vergier has 1 corner to go. Lars Vergier, the UCI downhill world champion, heads across the line at Arinsal, Andorra, and goes fastest by 0.8 of a second.
To move back there. In the last couple of weeks, we've seen a big change from Martin.
Yeah, you should point out, you know, in the 5 rounds, he's failed to make finals 3 times, but when he has done, a 9th and a 7th place, so always inside the top 10, and he's growing back into it, Nico, isn't he?
Yeah, I almost think the first round just suited the Enduro riders well. The speeds were a bit slower with the conditions in Poland, and then after that, it took him a little bit to get used to the pace of a downhill race. But it's really cool to see how he's taken that on board, he's adapted, and he's come back these last 2 races and delivered really good results.
Mays not scared at all through those top corners, gets himself across that big rock smoothly, and that's that trademark loping Martin Mays style we're used to, Josh, as he's 0.06 of a second faster than Lars Vergier already.
Yeah, he carries some great speed through those early corners up high. I like that jump over the rock, gives a bit of extra speed and momentum into the next section here. This is the key part as Martin comes in with a little bit of huckabuck side to side. Martin's got to carry some good speed through here. Such a casual character until he grabs a set of handlebars.
A little look up there. Martin Mays, such an entertainer on the bike, great to watch. What can he do at the second split as we wait for the time, wait for the inflatable split marker to arrive. Looking really, really good so far here. Dancing the line between aggression and precision really nicely. Good acceleration out of that corner as well, Nico.
Yeah, he carried good momentum. That's a crucial turn.
Here we go. Mays Half a second faster than Vergier. Tony Seagrave liking what he's seeing so far.
It's good to have that gap in the first two splits.
He's going to have to carry really good momentum across this ski piece and then commit through this bottom woods. 2/10 is not much margin considering how fast Loris was through this sector.
Martin Mays has been green the whole way down here. Is this going to finally challenge that time of Loris Vergier set early in the final session, Josh?
Yeah, good hard exit out of that left-hander. This is where Loris accelerated. Martin is carrying some great speed through the rocks. He goes low. He's lost 0.1 of a second, so he's missed out on 0.3 so far.
He's nearly 2/10 back. Can he make it up with 1 quarter to go? Here comes Martin Mays for a big FMD. Down towards the line. Is this going to topple Vergier? He goes second by only 3/10 of a second. We have a race on our hands here at Arinsal, Andorra.
Straight through Q1, learning that consistency. You got to remember, he's still just a young athlete, so he's still growing into that role as one of the key riders as part of that YT mob. Look at the braking bumps getting bigger and bigger. That's going to be key, and a little bit of time to make sure that riders choose the right line to navigate their speed through there.
Nico, we talked about it earlier in the season, didn't we? It's not a bad name to be mentioned in the same breath as, but he's kind of morphing into a sort of a modern Troy Brosnan slightly, isn't he, Oisin?
He is a really consistent rider. I think he's a guy who excels in the wet conditions. He's always talking about that. Even this morning, he heard bad weather in the forecast, and he was praying for rain, hoping he was going to have to take the roll-offs out. But he's doing really good considering how dry this track is today.
Half a second, a split one for Oisin O'Callaghan. We know that there's not a whole lot of time in that particular split, but
yeah, this is where Oisin needs to accelerate. It's coming back towards him. He's pulled back another 1/10 of a second. He gets the backside of the double jump into the trees.
2/10 of a second back at the third split for Oisin O'Callaghan now as he heads into the penultimate wood section. Looking good for the young Irishman here, but he needs to turn the lights green.
He's looking really aggressive. This was a section where Loris pulled out a huge margin.
Look at the exit speed. This is aggressive. He's anticipating what's coming, which is a good sign.
He's still within 2/10 of a second here, so if he can lace this one up,
Really nice gap out of that rock garden. He carried good speed out of this woods.
Here comes the Irishman, Oisin O'Callaghan, down towards the line. What has he got for Loris Vergier? He crosses the line and goes third fastest. If Goldstone can get a win today, he will become the first elite male to win five races in a row. Jackson Goldstone sets out on course in an attempt to make history.
He's a hard rider to bet against, especially the way he's riding right now. But this track today, I think he's got his work cut out for him. This suits some of the other riders, some of his biggest competition really well, but doesn't mean that he's out of the race.
Josh, Aaron Gwynn won 5 in one season, but not consecutively in 2011. How big a result would this be if Jackson Goldstone can get a win today?
Oh, it'd be humongous, and it definitely, and especially in the varied terrain we've seen these performances over. It's not just like one terrain is suited to him. It's back to back to back to back on all different types. Right now, he's slightly back in a section that we probably would assume Jackson would not excel. His creativity, the way he picks apart the technical sections will all be in the second half of this track here today.
He's 4/10 of a second back at the first split. The man who's wearing the green of the UCI World Cup overall points leader, Goldstone. Huge lead in that competition now thanks to 4 wins back to back to back to back. Heads towards the second split through this slightly tweaked section here in Arinsal, Andorra at the 6th round 2025 UCI Downhill World Cup. Needs a nice little exit here to carry speed down. We know he's not the biggest rider out there, Nico, so he might lose some time here. Let's get him into the second split.
He's using all the track. You see him all the way on the left side over that triple where it took Amory out.
The whole Santa Cruz Syndicate camp is buzzing after getting their first ever double win last time out in La Tuile.
Look at him floating through some of these bumps. The entrance here is speed that we haven't seen since
That was a really good exit.
That was a great exit. This is where it counts. This is where
9/10 now. Steve Peat watches on the bottom of Finn Isles.
Gets the high line, the huck across. Jackson Goldstone is feeding it.
Here comes Jackson Goldstone down towards the final corner. Jackson Goldstone, is it going to be a famous 5 for Jackson Goldstone? Crosses the line and goes fastest by 8/10 of a second. That cycle. He needs to find an answer for Jackson Goldstone, the big Red S of Superman, not specialised on top of his helmet. Loic Bruni leaves the start hut and gets to work here in Arinsal, Andorra.
Look how calm he is. He's whooped at 120 to 130 in the start gate.
Whoa.
This man means business. Super Bruni was Superman launching this weekend. What a moment.
Bike squirming around underneath him, slightly through those corners, Nico.
Yeah, pushing the insides of the turns, trying to avoid some of those braking holes. Just a little bit looser there, but he looks like he's really composed.
He's charging here today and leveraging every single ounce of the champion that he is. Look at the speed through the key section. The speed under the drone is obvious and absolutely flying.
Loic Bruni got a win in Bielsko-Biała at the start of the year. Heads down into the open cross. There's another split. It's 1.3 seconds. He's lost a 10th now. He won the first of 5 UCI world titles here back in 2015, beating Greg Menard and Josh Bryceland that day. Here comes Loic Bruni. The old track in Val Nord, of course, very, very different to this, 168 beats per minute.
Jackson and Loris were very fast through this 4th sector, but I think Bruni has enough time to play with here, and I think he can get to the finish even with that 1.3 margin.
He's got to charge. He's got to attack the entrance into the rock garden here.
1 seconds at split 4. Bruni dances across the rocks, heads down the final shoot. Will head out into the open. Is this going to be Loic Bruni's second win of the year? Loic Bruni, is he going to break Jackson Goldstone's heart? Loic Bruni crosses the line and goes fastest in Arinsal, Andorra. What a run from Loic Bruni. Bruni back to his very, very best. Apologies if you heard any language of the specialised teammate there. Vergier celebrates with his best friend at the bottom. Jackson Goldstone is going to be denied a famous 5 in a row, but take nothing away. There we go. We saw a bit of emotion from Laurent last time out in Latswil. We see even more this week. Here's the results then. Bruni from Jackson Goldstone by 1.2 seconds. Vergier, May is up in 4th position. O'Callaghan 5th. Daprella, Cole, Penne, Williams, Norton 10th, back in action.
Yeah, it means a lot. Having this season, battling with Jackson and being always like, have to let him be better. I came here with so much motivation and also a lot of redemption and big feelings from last year crashing at World Champs. So I really wanted it. It was difficult because this track was fully flat out, not much to do, like just open the gas. And a lot of guys were incredibly fast, and I'm so happy that I could be a bit looser or crazier than everybody. But Jackson was again on fire, so it's really cool to beat him fair and square. But it's a cool season, and I'm happy to be at the top. And sharing the podium with Loris is amazing too, so hell of a day.